kaya ka na lang what do you call that, i-ransom about, yun na nga ginawa sa inyo, nira-ransom kayo, di ba? 300 to 400 million dollars. And that's the reason why I'm asking this. But at any rate, umiiwas lamang si Attorney Santos, and I congratulate you, magaling kang umiwas. Pero tandaan mo yung pag-iwas, may hangganan yan. So,
baba talaga, 0 cases at the time, ay nakatanggap ng huge amounts of advance payments versus areas na napakataas ng COVID incidents, relatively, maliit ang nakuha na advance payment. So, yun ang tinatanong actually ni Honorable Fernandez, kung ano bang naging basehan. Yun, sir.
My understanding, Madam Chair, is that if these facilities were denied IRM, they would deny services to their patients. The patients would die. That's why they had to keep operating.
Notwithstanding the fact that certain facilities like dialysis centers would really have no capacity to treat COVID patients anyway, sir. But I rest my case.
That's the
Honorable
reason why,
Fernandez.
Madam Chair, that's the reason why dumami yung COVID cases natin eh. Lahat ng mapupunta sa mga ospital, ang sinasabi nila, just to get, para makakuha lang po sa PhilHealth, nung tinatawag po natin na babayaran nila, ang nangyayari, kahit hindi siya COVID, ginagawa na siyang COVID para makakuha siya sa PhilHealth. That's what was happening on the ground during that time eh. Kasi nga, hindi klaro yung policy that was initiated by the PhilHealth. But anyway, totoo naman talaga that it was a noble case that hit us, and that's the reason why. But that has not negate our responsibility on our Republic Act 9148, and even our former secretary and the former PhilHealth, even our justification is that this is a noble case and we haven't experienced things like this. Yung pong ating pong responsibilidad sa ating pong government procurement and policy board, and at the same time yung ating procurement act, we cannot run away from that. Anyway, so ang tanong ko lamang po sa PhilHealth uli, kasi may nabasa ako tungkol sa inyong what do you call that? The ransomware hacking. Na do sa ransomware hacking ninyo, were you able to correct the problem already? And the people responsible for not protecting the interests of our personal information of the, I think, more than 13 million members?
Madam Chairperson, Honorable Representative Fernandez, we confirm that there was a hacking incident in PhilHealth sometime in September 22 or thereabouts 2023. And after a week after that, PhilHealth was able to up or turn on its system again for the public, Madam Chairperson, Honorable Representative
But
Fernandez.
there was a person or people responsible for non-renewal of the, what do you call that? The protection software licenses? Di ba? Hindi tayo nakapag-renew. Is that correct?
Madam Chairperson, Honorable Representative Fernandez, at present, investigation is being conducted by the National Privacy Commission, and I confirm that statement, Madam Chairperson, Honorable Representative Fernandez, that we were not able to...
Who is responsible for paying our dues on a yearly basis? Because this is, ano to eh, ministerial to eh, babayaran mo to eh. You have to pay this in a yearly basis because this is a protection. 13, ang babayaran mo is, I think, we have to pay like, something like 14 million a year for the antivirus software licenses.
Madam Chairperson, Honorable Representative Fernandez, right now I do not have the exact amount as to how much we pay for the yearly subscription for the antivirus, but we will provide the committee
Nandun sa news yun,
such data.
attorney. Nabasa ko lang sa news. And you have to confirm that. Ngayon, ang tanong ko, sino nga yung hindi nagbayad? Because we have to take responsibility in all the actions that we are taking eh. So, sino ngayon sa PhilHealth, sa PhilHealth, correct, sa PhilHealth, ang hindi nagbayad nung dues natin? And that's the reason why naging at stake yung ating 13 million to 20 million people that are members of our PhilHealth. Diba, may kasama ako dun eh. Kasama ka din dun. Oh, so, nakakatakot yung ginawa nyo, ha? So, sino?
Madam Chairperson,
Yes.
Honorable Representative Fernandez, so there was a failure of bidding, and because of the failure of the bidding, we were not able to renew the antivirus on time, Madam Chairperson, and this bidding is being conducted by the business process owners itself or the end users, particularly the information management sector, Madam Chairperson, Honorable Representative
Okay.
Fernandez.
Which is headed by?
This is headed, the information management sector is headed by Jovita Aragona, Madam
Ayan,
Chairperson.
si Obita Aragones na naman. Yan ang kasama namin sa investigation during that time. Siya ang head sa IT during that time that we are procuring that ISSP that we were talking about a while ago. So, hindi na naman binayaran yung yung license for antivirus. Madam Chair, I really don't want to invite anybody
And
from the
Honorable
PhilHealth.
Fernandez,
Yes.
hindi nyo pa tinatanong kung ano naging full implication ng hindi pagbayad niyan. Because na-realize ko na ilang buwan na naging down ang IT system ninyo. Because I attempted to do enrollment of applicants en masse. At nasabihan ako nung bandang March na hindi daw pwede kasi naka-down pa ang system ninyo as a result of this. So, ano yung full implication nito? Para lang malaman namin kung as a result of itong negligence ni Jovita Aragona, ito
Aragones. Aragones.
ito ang nangyari po.
Madam Chairperson, Honorable Representative Fernandez, so after the incident, we turned off the whole system of PhilHealth so that no more hacking attempts will push through. And after a week, Madam Chairperson, we were able to turn on the system again. So we were assisted by the Department of Information and Communication Technology on this matter, Madam Chairperson. So it was only about a week that our system was down,
So,
Madam Chairperson.
what are the penalties that was meted out by the PhilHealth?
Wait.
Sige,
Honorable Fernandez, I'm not sure that we're being very honest, sir, because I am very sure that we attempted to enlist many of my constituents by group. At ang sagot sa akin is, and this was first quarter of this year, at ang sagot sa akin is hindi pa po pwede as a result of this, itong hacking na nangyari noong August of 2024. Unless ang nagsisinungaling sa akin yung taong yon, sir.
Madam Chairperson, if I may, we will formally submit a report that indeed our system was turned on a week after
No,
the
pero
incident.
meron bang ibang functions ang na-impair as a result of this? Yun yung tanong. Kumbaga, anong functions ang na-impair? Yes, it's possible naman na inon nyo ulit. Pero as a result of this, may ibang functions nga ang na-discarril. Yes,
Madam
sir.
Chairperson, if I may, from time to time, Madam Chairperson, we turn off our system due to optimization or patching, Madam Chairperson. Probably that's the time that you are referring to, Madam Chairperson, but not particularly as a
As a result
consequence
of that. So you
cyber
still
attack.
deny? Okay, so meaning you still say that isolated pa rin yun? Dun sa week lang na yun? Yes, sir.
Madam Chairperson, probably it is a consequence of that cyber attack, but I cannot say for sure, Madam
Okay, so
Chairperson.
just please submit the full IT report so that it's for us to evaluate. Yes, Honorable Dan,
As simple as
please.
this, Madam Chair, siyempre yung 13 million to 20 million ng mga Pilipinos that was exposed to that hacking incident that happened during that time, hawak na nila ngayon yung data about you, about me. At kung meron doon about dun sa mga personal medical problems that we have, kaya ka na nilang i-ransom about, yun na nga ginawa sa inyo, nira-ransom kayo, di ba? $300 to $400 million where they were asking para lang ipampalit do sa personal data that we are part of, di ba? And that's the reason why yung pong antivirus is so important for us to be protected. But the government is not doing the protection that is mandated to them to do. And that's the reason why I'm asking this. But any rate, umiiwas lamang si Attorney Santos, and I congratulate you, magaling kang umiwas. Pero tandaan mo yung pag-iwas, may hangganan yan. So, kasi yung automation ninyo, no, yung automation ninyo na ginagawa din sa system ninyo, kanina may binabanggit si Chairwoman, yung 89.9 billion, that was over-collected. Di ba? Overcollection yung 89.5 billion doon sa mga mandatory ng PhilHealth, di ba? Dalawa yan mandatory saka non-mandatory. Yung non-mandatory, yung mga informal workers, yung mga ganyan. Yung mga formal workers, sila naman yung merong yung mandatory na magbabayad, di ba? So ngayon, nag-overcollection kayo. So what are ang ginagawa ninyo para maibalik yung part na hindi dapat na kolekta? What are the features that you are doing to to give back yung pera na sobrang nakolekta? Wala po ba kayong klase nung, kasi automated na tayo, di ba? So, wala bang kategorya that once that you have overcollected, automatic, balik sa iyo yung pera? Walang ganon?
Madam Chairperson, Honorable
Yes,
Representative
COO.
Fernandez, we do not have that system at present, Madam Chairperson, that in the event there is an excess fund
Yes,
to
absolutely.
PhilHealth, it does not automatically revert to the national government.
Kasi
Madam
kasi napaka to ha. We're talking about billion of pesos ha. Ha? And yung pagbili mo ng system o makipag-coordinate tayo sa DICT to correct the problem, kahit gumastos tayo ng 2 billion dyan sa system na yan, pero I surely doubt kung gagastos tayo ng billion for the system. Because we have the DICT and they can do that. Once na pumasok yung pera ng isang worker na overcollected siya, automatic hindi niya tatanggapin dapat. That is the system that we wanted for you to adopt. Otherwise, kung hindi gano'n ang klase ng system nyo, ay yung mga opisyalis nyo, mag-resign na kayo. Hindi ka dapat mag-stay dyan because this is a insurance policy. And these are payment of the Filipino people given to us, PhilHealth. And we have the responsibility to protect that money. One more thing. Yung reimbursement na binibigay natin, IRM, di ba po yan ay parang cash advance dati? DOJ, di ba? Cash advance. And in accordance with the rule of the procurement law, di ba? That yung cash advance is not mandated because this is the people's money. At pag people's money, we have to undergo a bidding process. Why do we have to give away that money that hindi dumadaan sa bidding process? Have you undergone a bidding process in identifying all the beneficiary of the IRM?
Honorable Fernandez, do you wish to ask Solgen the legal basis of the IRM? Yung IRM lang per se. Baka pwede natin ipa-explain kay Solgen Guevara. Hindi yung IRM as applied to COVID. Yung IRM prior to COVID. Yun ba ay pinag-aralan nyo na po at kinonsider nyo po ba yun na legal? Kasi nagsabi po kayo kanina, yung IRM under COVID, illegal.
Technically, yes, Madam Chairperson. Simply for the reason that the corresponding copies of the circular were
Were
not
not deposited.
deposited with the owner.
Hindi yung as to the whether the concept is applicable. So hindi, it's a technicality.
Yes, for that particular circular. But, Your Honor, the matter has not been challenged. The idea of an advance payment has never been challenged before a court of law because we could surmise that from the point of view of the COA, an advance payment for goods or services which have not yet been delivered or rendered is in violation of the law because only goods that had been delivered or services that had been rendered should be paid out of the public treasury. Advance payment, Your Honor, is not actually allowed unless it's the President himself who will make that kind of exception because of the prevailing circumstances.
Yeah, that's highly debatable talaga, Madam Chair. I agree with Secretary Guevara on that matter. On my point on the contract that we entered into, the government entered into a loan agreement, and you have submitted the 6 loan agreements that we just received today. And Madam Chair, kung titignan po natin yung mga loan agreements na sinabi nila, 6 loan agreements. And nag-start po tayo sa 71 billion. Tapos naging 129 billion. As I read it, meron po tayong 165 billion na utang na pinasok natin sa 6 loans agreement. Would you agree with this? Kasi kanina parang confused kami. Kasi nagsimula tayo sa 71 billion tapos naging 129 billion. So, eto hawak ko po ngayon yung sinabit nyo just this afternoon, this morning. So, kinategorize ko na po yung isa-isang 6 na agreements and it turned out na meron po tayong 165 billion na utang. Unang-una, Loan 1, loan number 9105. Meron po tayong, nag-start tayo nung April 28, 2020, $100 million. Loan 2, loan number 9328. December 29, 2021, nag-loan tayo ng $500 million and addition $300 million with a 3.7% interest annually. Loan 3, loan number 9220, meron tayong $500 million at mag-i-start po tayo ng payment sa 2030. At pagdating po dito sa loan 4 ninyo, loan number 4050, meron po tayong $400 million na inutang noong March 19, 2021 and loan 5 noong December 20, 2021, loan number 555A na $300 million and $250 million with a 2.44% interest annually. And loan 6, loan number L0490 noong March 26, 2021 with a $400 million loans na mag-i-start po tayo magbayad ng 2033. And finally, Loan 7, September 8, 2020, $125 million na magsisimula tayo magbayad ng 2049. Now, ang tanong po, tama po ba na ang utang po natin is 165 billion pesos?
Sinong harap kay Honorable Dan Einstein Fernandez?
Hindi, nabasa ko lang.
Salamat at kinompute mo para sa
Kasi
DOH.
naguguluhan na ako nina, Madam
Ako
Chair.
din, gulong-gulo na ako. Pero ang tanong is, nabawas mo na ba yung cancelled? Pero kahit na ako, gulong-gulo ako dun sa ano ba talaga dyan na cancel. So, once and for all, mga kapatid sa DOH, magkano ba talagang utang natin?
Hindi, ako, Madam
Please lang, once and for all.
Madam Chair, kung pagbabasihan itong sinabit nyo na hindi naman ito galing sa amin, kundi galing sa inyo,
Oh, bakit pa tayo
at
nagkakagulo?
ito ay lumalabas sa 165 billion pesos with a different
Yes.
loan numbers, ha? 6 loan, different
So,
numbers,
sino
ha?
po ba ang sasagot?
Please answer.
So, iba-iba po kasi ang numbers na lumalabas. Perhaps, galing na mismo sa ating kalihim, Secretary Ted, para yung galing sa inyo, yun na talaga yung totoo.
Since we were not present during the loans, during time the loans were made, Madam Chair, we will consolidate and with the questions of our honorable representative from Santa
Wala po ba
Rosa,
tayong DBM or kaya Department of Finance that we have invited over?
We invited all
Kasi-
those who supposedly were part of the team that negotiated the loan,
Kasi kung
DOF,
isipin mo, Madam Chair, ang problem dito kasi, 165 billion na yung loan natin. Tapos, sa GAA, naglagay pa tayo ng 42 billion. So, yung 42 billion that we
Plus
put
pa yun.
in the Department of Health, iba pa po yun
Yes.
na nilagay po natin.
That is correct.
So, in other words, umaabot tayo ng 200 billion pesos. Almost ang nilagay natin pera for the... Walang problema po, walang problema. If this is correct, ang problem lang po, wag po natin siyang itago or wag po natin siyang gawing parang wala tayong alam na iba-iba po ang binabanggit po natin dito sa Kongreso. Because what we are after
Honorable
here...
Dan,
Yes.
1/3 of our vaccines nag-expire. So, ang
Exactly.
tanong nga is, ang dahilan ba dyan ay dahil nag-swimming naman tayo sa dami, diba? Yun yung tanong eh. So, tanungin natin gusto nyo, Honorable Dan Fernandez, si DOF representative ang tanungin natin or ang ating BTR representative. Director Tanya or ang ating Deputy Treasurer of the Philippines.